So someone says, how can somebody stand out in the interviews?
So I feel like these questions are kind of similar because
Yep.
you already mentioned that, being able to tell your story well.
Yeah.
That
It's your
telling
story.
story is very, very important because it's possible that someone that has achieved a lot more than someone that's not even achieved as much, if that person who hasn't achieved as much is able to tell her story
Story
well,
well.
that is something that will make her stand out because to the panelists, it might seem like she's better because she's
Yeah.
able to maybe use numbers,
Yeah.
like we said earlier. So, yeah. So I think telling your story well
Practice.
is the
Yeah.
ultimate. Is the ultimate, and being confident, looking into the eyes like of the people
Interviewers.
interviewing you.
Yes.
So
Don't
I know
jump.
that not everybody have these skills,
Yeah.
but in the next
Also
few days that you
neurodivergence
have,
as well.
exactly. So please try to do
And
that.
for me as well, I feel like looking in the eyes of people is never convenient for me. But one thing I do, maybe if you're like me, you can look into their eyes, but it
Don't
looks like
focus
don't focus mentally, don't focus,
mentally, exactly.
but still let your eyes. So right now I'm looking there, but I'm not really focused on it. But it looks like I'm looking. So you can practice that to help yourself. I don't know.
Yeah.
And also avoid looking at just one person. I think that diversify who you are looking at.
Yeah, because it's not one person that is scoring you.
So you look at all of them more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone says, tips for someone who was rejected at the interview stage. How can they come back stronger next year? Do I change my essays? Do I use the same essays? What can I do differently?
So I think we touched on this as well, but in terms of changing your essays, so it might be worth changing your essays if you have, new things that you've done. Because I mean, you applied before, you applied last year September. No, not if you had even been rejected before. If you had applied in November, it means you wouldn't be applying again until September this year, which is a 1 year gap. So honestly, if you are someone consistent in what you are doing, you can't tell me that you don't have another example.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And if at this point, if you do not have, what I would say is be more intentional this year. That I want to get Chevening. What are the things that Chevening, what's it called? The Chevening program requires. So this year, be more intentional about it, that these qualities that they look out for, these types of people that, they want, that they've been talking about, leadership, networking. So if it's about networking, try to network more, try to build relationships. If it's about leadership, what are the things that you think you can get better at when it comes to leading? Yeah, so just work on that. And also ensure that you get people to, proofread what you've read.
Is there a set number of candidates to be selected?
Every year. So there's really there's no set number, but I'd say that over the years, there's been an average of 44, 45.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
In Nigeria specifically.
Yes. And I know that in your mind, you're like, how can 14,000 people apply?
As
and
in
at the end of, you have 45. But the truth is that globally,
it's even more.
Nigeria is number 2 out of 160 countries. Nigeria is number 2 with the highest number of applications.
What's the
No, the highest number of Nigerians that are chosen for Chevening.
Are you serious?
Yep, Nigeria is for this year. In fact, my colleague and I, we were surprised because we've been trying to push for, more numbers. We're like, why can't we get more? Like, there's so many people that are very skilled and people that are deserving of Chevening.
That's a very tough job you guys have.
But when we now saw the numbers, like, we were like, okay, we're grateful.
People. Okay, like, that's true. Like, I imagine when there are like 100 people that are amazing, then what will now happen?
Yeah, and I think this now leads me to, I don't know, I'm sure we have more questions.
No, we just like one more.
So after you prepare for all of these things, my dear people, pray. Because
I agree.
If you're a Christian, I'm a Christian and I believe in God, and in everything that I do, I put God first. So in this type of situation where it's very competitive. You know, we've said it over and over again that you being rejected by Chevening does not reflect on the quality of your work or the quality of whatever you've done or who you are. It's God's favor, you know, that can separate you. I'm not saying that if you didn't get it before, you're not favored by God.
No,
But I'm just
say.
saying that, you know,
If you don't
pray.
get it and you pray, maybe you realize that it's not God's will.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm happy I didn't even get it the first time I applied. Because even the course I wanted to study changed. Like
Exactly.
I became a different person, and I'm happy that I didn't get it at that moment. So sometimes also, pray and let God guide
Sometimes God knows that you're not ready for something, and at the end of the day, He prepares you for when you're ready. So so pray. Important.
Okay, I think that's about it. Somebody said, "Do I need an offer
from
for the interviews?"
So at the point of interviews, it is not compulsory that you have an offer from what's it called, from the UK universities, although it's better. But if you do not, it's not like it
defining factor.
Exactly, it's a defining factor.
Well, it can help to have a big.
Not really. I mean, if you have the offer, it's good to have, because it shows that you know
proactive.
Exactly.
Because they actually ask if you have an offer. They did ask me anyways.
Yeah, they did. But imagine if you answered your questions well and you don't have an offer. To be honest, it's not a problem. Where there is now a problem, or when there would be a problem, is if by July, I can't remember the dates, either 14th or 15th of July, if you don't have an unconditional offer by then, it means you're forfeiting your Chevening what's it called offer. It means you do not want Chevening. So regardless of you know what it is now, I would say that in the coming months, if you really want Chevening, try to put in work, you know, to expedite the process of having an unconditional offer, because there's a difference between an unconditional offer and a conditional offer. So please find out, ensure that you get in touch with your schools, and before the second week in July, let's just have that, ensure that you have an offer, an unconditional offer. I think, because in the past, in the past, someone actually, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, someone got chosen for Chevening, and at that point, he did not have an unconditional offer. And I'm telling you that this happened as I started being a Chevening Program Officer. So it wasn't someone told me. It happened while I was here. And the person, you know,
what happened? He didn't apply, or
he didn't just have one. I think at that point, all he had was conditional offers. So that didn't work. So please, guys, ensure you have an unconditional offer.
One question that kept coming up also, people kept saying, so if they get admission to all three, would Chevening force them to go to their first choice? What if they don't want their first choice, but they have unconditional from their first choice? Can they go for their second at the selection stage? That question came up a lot.
That question is funny because nobody helped you to pick the school, first of all. And thankfully that we're doing the video now. At this point, or at the point of interview, you can rearrange the order of your university choices. So please, don't come and now start saying that, it was Chevening that forced me. Chevening wouldn't actually force you, but I would say that if you have preferences, you know, in accordance to the choices, please, at the point of interview, let us know so we can make those changes.
Okay, see? There's opportunities. Anyways, thank you so much, Boma, for like your tips.
This
on
was
the
really
interviews.
fun.
Yeah, like I hope you guys learned. I know you learned a lot. It's not even I hope. So go out, apply it. I'm rooting for you, and you will get it. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and go catch up on our previous videos with Boma and, you know, all the other videos on Chevening. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.